Hey, it's me, Jo, from Jo's Sleep and Slim Down Journey, and I'm really excited to be here. Literally, I'm excited, but I'm blooming warm. I am telling you right now, apologies with the sound of this fan, because I think it's going to be wafting like this for the whole episode. So apologies. The first thing I want to do, my goodness, it broke my heart. It broke my heart seeing the most cheerful, the best cheerleader in the whole Mounjaro community across whatever continent. It broke my heart to see Grace upset on her video this week. She's upset because it's the third week of her being at the same weight, and she's been putting in the work. I am telling you, she has been putting in the work. Even when she was on holiday, she was spending an hour plus in the gym every day. So what I want you to do, because we know this worked for Shell, I want every one of us to send our positive vibes and our good energy over to Grace. She's over in Florida, but we're going to send it to her now, and we're going to hope that she moves out of her plateau for next week, or very soon, at least very soon. If you don't think your positive rays are strong enough, your positive vibes, why not nip over to her channel and just send her a hug emoji in the comments? It's lovely. Hey, and she's also got some great content, so feel free to subscribe and catch up on all her videos. Interestingly, Grace, Twan and I, we were having a chat the other day. You know Twan, you've seen me mention her before. In fact, in her latest video, she had the most beautiful summer dress on. She was singing. Now, Twan sings like me. We love singing. Doesn't mean we're any good at it, but we love singing. She was singing to En Vogue, and she was singing Hold On. Fantastic tune. And in fact, that was one of my NSVs. Not just hearing Twan sing, but no, my NSV was, you know, Glastonbury Festival was just a few weeks ago. Well, in the UK, we have BBC iPlayer, and we can catch some of the replays. I don't know if you have something similar wherever you are in the world where you can watch some of the highlights from Glastonbury, but if you do, check it out. Anyway, so I saw that En Vogue had been on there, and my nephew said that they were the best live act at the whole festival this year. So it's like, right, I'm going to watch. Oh my God. En Vogue were the soundtrack for me when I was like 17, 18, 19, heading out into town, going to the R&B events. I'm so sorry, I'm just remembering the memories. Oh, the good old days. I have been and always will be a good Christian girl. Oh my God, I'm just remembering those. Michelle, you'll know them. Sharon, Karen, you'll know them. Alli, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. And Emma and Sean will be laughing at me mentioning good Christian girl, because I was very, very well behaved. Anyway, well, moving swiftly on. So, En Vogue, there are some fantastic tunes, and I was belting them out, singing away, really loud. Then I realised, oh my God, I'm singing. I'm singing out of tune. I was even singing off key. But you know what? I was singing and I was not breathless. I was not coughing. My chest and the asthma that I would be suffering from before, just 3 months ago, it all seemed to have gone. And I was belting out some of their great tracks. I'm just thinking of one. One was, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. Yes, he is. Remember that one that they did? They did it with Salt and Pepper. I want to take a minute or two and give much respect due to the men who's made a difference in my world. You know that one? You'll know it. You'll know it from Deadpool. Come on. I know some of us are much younger than in the late 40s like I am. But anyway, so that was one of my NSVs. I have another NSV, but I want to first talk about another man, because this is the man that Grace and Twan and I were talking about. Now, I'm not going to mention his name, but many of us in the community, wherever we are in the world, many of us will know this lovely young man that I'm talking about. He's based up in the north. He shows his walks, sometimes with his parents' dogs, along the seafront, and he always shows us updates on his dad's tomato plants. Well, we were talking about him being one of our favourite YouTubers, and I said, but have you noticed his channel's not there at the moment? So, you know who I'm on about. You know your name. I'm not going to mention your name, but I want you to know that you are in our hearts. You're in so many people's hearts. You bring joy to many people's lives, and I want you to know that when you're ready to put your videos back up, we're going to be ready to say hi. Lovely fella. I've also got some other lovely fellas and lovely people general I've been chatting to over this week, and that takes me very nicely to my second NSV. So you know I've mentioned Alli from Glasgow, Alli from Mounjaro with Alli. Oh my god, he's just 8 subscribers away from 500 subscribers. So if you do get a chance, go and click onto the link that's in, all my links always will be in the description. Go and check out Alli's channel and just subscribe. Let's get him to 500. That'd be brilliant. I'm sure it'll make his day. So I've been having lovely conversations with Alli, and then my YouTube fella and the main man in my life, Del. I've also been chatting with him, and the wonderful Justine. You know Justine, I'm sure I've mentioned her before. She's from My Journey -J to O. She does the crafting. Been chatting away with these guys. We are up to mischief, and that's all I'm going to say. Actually, I'm just remembering, I've got another NSV. A third NSV, oh my god. That's not happened in a long while. Okay, no, let me get to the point. So, my third NSV was, I can't remember what day it was, but I got an email from Flow, my the pharmacy that I use, Flow Clinic. They're the pharmacy that I get my private prescription from. And they messaged me to say I'd received a £60 credit. Yes, 60. I mean, I'm not working at the moment, so that's big money. That's a massive credit. And the reason why I got it was because someone had used my discount code. So I don't know who it is, and if it was you, please let us know in the comments, because I always thought I was only going to get a £30 credit. I do not know how I managed to get a £60 credit. I'm wondering if you managed to use that £50 discount for a double bundle of the first pens. So you know how my clinic does, double bundles. I don't know if that was how you did it. So please let us know in the comments. And if you want to take advantage of the discount, as I say, a £50 discount, and I get some money for every time you use it. Not money, I get credit to spend on my next pen. All that information is just in the description below, so check it out. I've also been chatting with you all in the comments, and we did a great big celebratory episode last week, so if you haven't seen that already, go and check it out. You know I love the comments, but you know what? We've got such a good community vibe here. Feel free to read through the comments and join in the conversation. I don't think I'm ever going to open up the community. There's some wonderful communities out there that I'd rather those people, get involved in their communities. I think I'm just going to stick with the videos and the chat, because then we can chat underneath each video and have conversations. But feel free to get in and join those conversations. One person who did last week was Christina from Perth, and she has a beautiful little schnauzer dog called Gypsy, and she shared that her NSV for last week was she lost enough weight that Gypsy was now able to sit on her lap. Now, if you are a parent of a fur baby, Miss Mary's 11 years old soon. But if you are a parent, you know that the struggle to get that baby on your lap, the struggle is real. I'm pointing at my stomach at the moment. Let me show you this. This is a problem that I'm having. You know, forget wing watch. We're on boob watch. Because I'm trying to pull it in now. But I should just let it go. Look at this bloat. Look at this bloat. It's bigger than my boobs again. What happened? Okay. Let me explain the situation. You know, I increased my dose, so now I'm doing a split dose. I was on a split dose of 5 and now I'm doing a split dose of 7.5. Well, on Monday, probably 3 days after the first 3.75, I was feeling great. No problems at all. But I did suddenly have a craving for a donut. Now, many of you who know me know that I have IBS, and for years I've been managing it with low FODMAPs. So what low FODMAPs, I can't say it, low FODMAPs are. Oh, I didn't realise I was going to do an explainer video. I'll just be very quick on this one and maybe explain it again in another video. But low FODMAPs, they are different foods that have complex carbohydrates in them. And some people may in fact get IBS symptoms, which is irritable bowel syndrome symptoms, due to foods and other stresses on their life. For me, I used to get the problem, and I used to get it from the foods, mainly from the foods. So I worked with a dietitian, a FODMAP dietitian that the NHS put me forward for. Again, I will never ever say a bad word about the NHS. I just wish they had more money pumped into it to make it more efficient. So anyway, so I was seeing this NHS dietitian, and first of all, what you have to do is you restrict all carbohydrates for 2 weeks. That makes sure that your system is clean. Then you start introducing one complex carbohydrate at a time, slowly doing it to see if you get a reaction. And after I did that, it was about 2015, there were so many foods that I was getting reaction to. But since being on Mounjaro, and noticing my inflammation is getting much better. I mean, this is the first year I've not suffered with hives in the heat. And I know Tom was laughing at my beetroot toe when I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. But this is the first summer in a long time where my toes and my fingers are still not inflamed. Maybe 1 or 2 gets inflamed, but not, they'd all be inflamed before. So I thought, well, we all are hearing that Mounjaro is good for inflammation, and I really fancy like a donut. I'm going to try one. And you know what, there's a fantastic donut shop in Nottingham. They're growing, so if you're in the UK, watch, a few years time they're going to be all over. It's called Donuts. I'll spell it in the, you know what I'm like, I will spell it in the subtitles. Donuts, they had a brand new menu out, and it was based on ice creams, and I saw that they had one called the Twister donut. And you know me, I've said it, if I don't say it once, I'll say it again. I will say it again and again and again. I think for those of us who suffer with food addictions, if we do have a craving, I think it's safer to actually satisfy the one craving than try and hold out, and then by the time you feel like you've failed holding out, that you're then going to punish yourself by eating an incredible amount of food. So I thought, I'm going to get this one donut, and I had it, and it was delicious. Satisfied the craving. It was delicious. Only needed the one. Well, Tuesday I then did my second dose, 3.75, and ever since then I have not been able to get off the loo. You know what I mean? Extended trips to the loo that have been really traumatic, especially in this heat. There is no fun sitting on the porcelain throne when it's 30 degrees. I'm saying 30 degrees like that's high. Donna from Snow Better Lifestyle. I was watching her grocery haul shop the other day. She's in Arizona. The temperature that's reached over in Arizona, I'm getting a sweat on just thinking about it. Oh my goodness. So another person I was watching this week, because again I normally follow a 1 meal a day low carb meal, so it was great to finally start subscribing to Low Carb Queen. She's on a Mounjaro journey as well, or is she using Zepbound? I can't remember which. But anyway, she's on this journey and she's trying to reduce the amount of carbs that she's using. So she has started to do some recipes and sharing her advice. But check out her channel, it's great. This morning I watched one of her videos and it's brilliant. First of all, she's had a fantastic weight loss. She finds this out at her doctor's, her healthcare practitioner. And I don't know if you remember, a few weeks ago I was mentioning the video the Downsized did, where they were talking about in the States they wanted to see a more holistic approach to weight loss. Watch her video today. Low Carb Queen, that's her channel name. I'll put a link again in the comments below. Watch, because she is able to record her weight management consultation. And it's absolutely fantastic. I am going to see if my pharmacist could do something similar with me when I speak with them next time. Again, we're all on this journey. I've got another thing to mention. If you saw my post yesterday, you will know that I'm now celebrating the fact that I'm in Twoderland. Twoderlands. You've heard of the mythical Wonderlands. That's where people go, where they finally get into the £199 and below level. I mean, obviously above 100. But yeah, so that's Wonderland. Well, I'm in Twoderland because I'm now £299. I asked Chatticus, help me create a knitted image of Joe in Twoderland. And this is what it came up with. Gotta love it. But yes, I am really excited about just the continued health benefits of Mounjaro. But again, we always know that there's also the continued weight loss benefits. And one person I am absolutely loving watching, she really truly inspires me, is Laura. Now, I watch her actually on Instagram. And she has an Insta page called New Laura Project. I want you to go and check it out. This woman started at the weight I am. I originally started at, and she has lost 11 stone. 11 stone is nearly 155 pounds. She has lost that in 10 months. And she looks fantastic with it. She is stunning. She's an absolute beauty. So definitely go and check out her channel. I better tell you then how much weight I have lost this week. Even with the bloat. And this is why I don't think it's the IBS. Because whenever I used to get IBS before, whenever I'd be bloating up like this, again, I would put on some serious water weight. At least £5 in water weight. Well, we can see I've got the bloat, but I think this is a gassy bloat, and obviously as well needed the toilet bloat. But I stepped on the scales and I've lost just under a kilo, 0.8 kilos. Is that 800 grams? I don't know. Gordon, are you there? Is it 800 grams? But what I do know, it's 1.5 pounds. So that means in total I have lost 24 kilos or 52 pounds. I'm not celebrating like last week. Oh my God, I cannot believe I had a hangover from one small measure of gin in that spicy berry sparkler that Linda suggested. But I've got some water. I've got some water with peppermint tea bags, and some lime in here. I'm not sure if you noticed. Dr. Now, I'm sure it was Twan who had one of these. She had, it was an XC flask that she bought. Well, again, we all know that I'm not working at the moment. So I didn't have money for an Etsy mug. What I did was just bought some stickers. I've got one where, why you eat so much. That's if I've been naughty. And then the other one says, I'm proud of you. You know I'm a good girl. I like to be told that someone's proud of me. My mum would be so embarrassed by that. Okay, so it's normally at this stage that I would go off and do my jab. I'd go and get the injection, wash my hands. We'd go through all that. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I don't think it's my IBS. A donut, any sort of weed that would have hit my system before would only last 2 days. The repercussions would only be 2 days. This is the 3rd day. No, it's the 4th day because it started on Tuesday. I need to get this. I need to get whatever amount I've got inside me out of me. I'm not using the Shotzi app. I know you guys are really big on that. I know, like Scott at the Barney Chronicles, real big advocate for the Shotzi app. And I know Neil's done the. He gets a fellow called Rob, I think it is. He shows him graphs from the Shotzi app. I think I'm going to wait until the toilet trips slow down before I even consider taking 3.75 again. And I might even go back down to 2.5. I think I'm going to let you know in the next video. So this video is nearly finished. I can't think what else I wanted to talk about. Put something in the comments if you want me to talk about it next week. You know, again, I love the NSVs. You know, I love the NSVs. I love the journeys when you share about your journeys. And, you know, again, I just love the chit chat. One thing I'm loving today, I don't know if you noticed, my hair, I have a headband on. I've got the biggest ice pack wrapped up in a scarf, making it, it's a head scarf, but it is in fact a way of just keeping me a little bit cooler. So that's one tip that I'm going to share with you for today. Keep sending your name, your county or state and the country if you want to appear in the community scrapbook. I'm loving doing these knitted images actually, so it's great to find out more about you, so that when I do a postcard of you, it's like a surprise. You don't know what's going to be on there, and I do all of that just by what I find out about you. So feel free to subscribe. One last thing. Mounjaro Steve, he's 36 today, so I think we should celebrate that. Cheers, happy birthday, Steve. Finally, I was watching Dee Dee's video, you know, Downsizing Diva. Shay, we love Downsizing Diva. Well, anyway, I was watching her video the other day. She explained about the significance of, in order to live a longer life, it's better to live a stronger life. And with that, she was talking about the significance of exercise and strength training. Excuse me, I've got significant hiccups. Oh my goodness, this 7.5 milligram dose. I'm struggling with these side effects. And I think it just serves me right because I've been a little bit smug about not having side effects before. Anyway, DJ explained that exercise is so important to making sure that along with our weight loss journey, we make sure it's a healthcare journey as well and health improvement. So, the Mel B, she suggested that Swiffering is a perfect exercise to do. I'm going to call it cardio. So, sleep well, slim down, and I'll see you next time. It's a wild world.